Hello and thank you for watching. I'm Ashley Van Dyke with Advantage Software, and on today's video, Eclipse 12 recording, multi-channel devices, I'm going to show you how you can configure and record using a multi-channel device. But before we get started with how to configure a multi-channel device, let's take a look at what the difference between a true multi-channel device and a mixer is. A mixer is a traditional device that allows you to use multiple microphones spread out over a large area or a large number of people. Mixers, however, will combine all of those microphone inputs into a single incoming signal. And this means that Eclipse can only record one channel, and that channel is the mix of whatever inputs those microphones provide. Although you can often control the input levels and other settings of each of the channels, you don't have access to individual recordings of each of the microphones. You only have the single mixdown channel that combines all of their inputs. A multi-channel device, on the other hand, allows you access to each of the channels that the device can record. Multi-channel devices come in a number of different channel ranges. You can get devices from 4 channels all the way up to 32 channels, depending on your needs. Multi-channel devices are typically a little bit more expensive because they're engineered to provide extra services. And those extra services allow Eclipse to record a channel for every single input device that the multi-channel supports. So if your multi-channel device supports 4 channels, you can record each of those 4 channels on its own unique channel that you can then refer to later. When using a multi-channel device, Eclipse will also automatically produce a mixed recording that is the mix of all of those different input signals. Now let's take a look at how you would set up a multi-channel device in Eclipse. I'm inside of Eclipse 12, and right now I have it configured to record only a single channel of audio using my built-in microphone that exists on my laptop. And to change this, I'm going to first plug in my multi-channel audio device. And if necessary, I'm going to install the drivers that are required for my multi-channel device. In this case, I'm using a Zoom AMS44. If we hop over to the Zoom website, we see that there are firmware and drivers available for all of the AMS series devices, including the AMS44, which is the one that I have here, the 4-channel device that you see in the bottom. Most multi-track devices require drivers, and they will not work properly, but they might pretend to if you don't have the drivers installed. So it is important that if you're using a multi-channel device, that you go to the manufacturer's website and check for any related software that should be installed on your computer before you use it. Since I've already installed the drivers, I'm going to simply make sure that my multi-channel device is now plugged in, and I can go to my user settings, to the real-time tab, and I can click on audio recording. Now I already have my built-in microphone added as a device. I'm going to highlight this and click delete to start with a fresh slate. I'm going to click add, and where it says type, I'm going to choose multi-channel devices instead of basic recording devices or any other choice. And in this list, I might have quite a few options, and I may have more than one option related to my device. Version 12 has been updated so that multi-channel devices will work with a range of different drivers. Depending on your multi-channel device, you may be able to choose any of the devices listed, whether it's the MME device, the ASIO device, the Windows device, or any other device that might be listed. In this case, I'm going to choose the Zoom AMS44 ASIO driver, and since it's a 4-channel device, I'm going to add 4 channels. I'm going to click OK, and I see on the left-hand side, I now have 4 channels associated with my recording. If I speak directly into channel 4, I see that channel 4 recognizes me and turns blue, indicating that it's the loudest channel. I can do the same thing and speak into channel 3, and I see that I'm getting some clipping, and so I can adjust the input level on channel 3 until I'm no longer getting the clipping, but I am still getting good recognition and a blue bar. Speaking into channel 2, I can do the same thing and adjust my input level until that channel is recognized as the loudest channel when I'm speaking into it, and I avoid the clip indicator as much as possible. And I'm going to repeat the same thing on channel number 1 so that all of my channels are nicely adjusted and ready to record. And I've done all of this without starting a real-time file. However, I can do so, and as soon as Eclipse is ready to go, I get the record indicator, and all of my audio is being recorded on each of the channels that I've asked for. Now let's take a look at this file and what it looks like in Eclipse, because there have been some changes in the way that multi-channel audio is saved. So if I look in the file manager for this job that I just wrote, you see that I have a WAV file, which is a mixed file, but I also have a multi-file. And the multi-file contains all of the individual channels that I've recorded. So now, rather than have a total of 5 audio files for every recording, I'll only have the 2 audio files to manage. A mixed channel that I can share with anyone anytime that I need to, or I have the multi-channel audio that has all of the broken down individual channels that I can listen to, and I can share that with anyone who needs that extra reviewability, like my scopist. Just like in previous versions of Eclipse, if you want to play one of the breakdown channels, you can open the audio playback control window by hitting Control-Shift-A or going to Tools, Multimedia, Control Panel. In the Playback Options window, this is where you can control your playback settings when using your default play command. And here where it says File, you can choose which of the files you want to play from. By default, the main mixed channel is selected. However, you can select multi, and if you want to listen to only one of the channels, uncheck mix, and then select whichever channel or channels you'd like to listen to. And you see that at the bottom, the audio bar indicates that I'm playing back the multi-channel audio and that I have channels 1 and 3 included. I can select this option again, change it to just channel 1, and press OK, and the information in the audio bar updates to indicate that only channel 1 is currently being played. When I allow it to mix all of the channels again, it now says just WAV multi. And so you'll always know at a glance what audio setting is selected. If you have only one of your audio channels selected, Eclipse will notify you directly in the live audio bar. And so you have all of the same functions that you always had in previous versions when working with multi-channel audio. However, now your multi-channel broken down audio are all bundled together in a multi-WAV file that you can easily send back up and delete when necessary. Configuring your multi-channel recording device is easy. Just go to User Settings, Real-Time Audio Recording. If you need to delete any existing channels, do so, and then you can click Add or Change. Select Multi-Channel Devices. Select your multi-channel device, and you see here that Eclipse even tells you the maximum number of channels available for each of the devices that I have plugged in. And so for this Zoom AMS44 device, it says 4 channel, and when I select the channel dropdown, I can select up to 4. With other multi-channel devices, like this 8-channel device, I can select up to 8. And so these settings will customize according to your specific device. You can select the number of channels that you need or the maximum number of channels allowed for your device and press OK. And Eclipse is now ready to go, and you can test your device using the always-on audio interface, or you can start recording. Don't forget that Advantage Software offers anytime support. Tech support can be reached with any question, anytime, including weekends and holidays, at 772-288-3266. Email support is available at support@eclipsecat.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so that you'll be notified when we publish new content in the future. Thank you so much, and have a great day.